Hey, yo, what's up? So I had decided to make a kind of like a part two to this video. And what the title of the video is, is the economy causing depression, a silent depression amongst America? And to be honest with you, it just seems like it's getting um, much more stronger when it comes to the vibes and the things that I've been seeing over time. And I remember when I made the first video that touched on this topic, it really reached a lot of people simply because I'm not the only one that sees what's going on. The economy right now is driving, people into a mode where they just don't really want to do much, you know, uh, outside of showing up to their jobs and being a you know a societal pivot for the oligarchies when it comes to contributing to the job society. That's pretty much it. I mean, other than the things that people used to do, man, you used to see everybody getting together, going to barbecues. You would see a ton of people at the mall, going to the events and the activities that they would have at the mall. But you don't really see that very much. It's drying up. You know, people are holding on to their money. They are, you know, bracing themselves for more than likely what's already taking place right now, and it seems like a recession is setting in. If not, it already got here. Um, you know, uh, people are just they're sick and tired of this shit, man. I see it on the algorithms within the YouTube um, platform. People are talking about this, and it's good because it's somewhat of a therapy for people that want to be able to open up and talk about these things because the depression isn't a thing that people are doing themselves. This shit is placed upon us. It's placed upon us because of a nation that don't really care about its people. A nation that systematically only cares about profits and gains. And you're probably saying, what do you mean by, profits and gains? It's pretty simple to explain to you guys, and I've touched on this before in other videos. This country is not what it says it is, or what it has pretended to be over the years. This country is the corporations, the United Corporation. It's not, the United States. Because once again, we're not really united, right? And at the same time, each state operates like a corporation where if someone makes, a video about, you know, silent depression, these guys at Capitol Hill, they don't really even care. What they care about is how much money is each state going to be able to make so we can continue taking the money and spending it on ridiculous things. And this has been a thing for so many years, but now people, like I said, are deciding to, come out and talk about it, man. Like is a young YouTuber that talks about, the depression and how the work environment creates, on his side of things. And I have to agree. That's another thing, when it comes to you going to your 9 to 5, because it just seems like it's never enough. You just keep doing the same thing. You keep getting the same results, And then most people that are watching this are just wondering, when is this shit gonna be done with? It seems like we just keep going, but there's no ends to a or mean to an end, right? I know I'm not the only one that sees this shit. But then you probably got other people on the other side that's like, here you go, complaining again about, depression and all it. But this is a real thing, man. People are going through this, and some people don't talk about it, and then they wind up, doing things to themselves that should have had never taken place because, like I said, the oligarchies of the world just don't care about what's going on in their own country. They rather worry about what's going on in uh, Russia. They rather, want to know what's going on in China. But what's going on here? What's going on with the people here? What about all the people that are crashing out at these jobs in the Midwest states? All of these unalive events, and people are just doing just ruthless, nasty shit to people on their jobs. McDonald's used to be a place where you could just go and grab you some food, you and the kids, maybe hit a place or two. But now you can't because people are stabbing each other at McDonald's. So this is what I'm talking about. It's a depression that has set in, and it's caused by this nasty economic system that we got, that's filled with tariffs, um, inflation. Hold on, let me name them. It's not just one inflation. Remember, over the years, there have been multiple inflations to make you think that um, each inflation is a specific subsidiary to keep you spending more money, right? So remember, you have shrinkflation, funflation, stealthflation, um, and the list goes on. And people are just getting sucked into this, and they're spending up their money, and the money that they had left over to be able to do fun things with their families, they can't do it anymore. And not just that, they can't put it in their savings. Not just that, they can't even put it in investments because they got to go use it for all of these other financial situations that this economic system has put people in. So I'm here to tell you guys today that I understand if you feel this way because it's an honest thing that's happening. So you're probably wondering, am I going crazy? No, this shit is real. Despite all these videos that you guys see out there, between entertainment and, pranks and, all is these fucking distractions. Like, this is real. And I feel for you because I know you're not the only one that has to go into the grocery store and spend your last or to budget. And what they tell you to, you gotta cut back. You gotta cut back. But then you ask, well, how many fucking times do I have to cut back in order to have something for myself? I go to work every single day. I go to work every single day, and I gotta scale back. How many times do I have to do that shit before I actually have something for not only myself, but for my family? So is this economic shit, is it causing a depression, a silent depression? Yes. Yes, it is. I see it in the energy in people. No one speaks to nobody. Everybody walks past each other. We went from California to New York. That's the shit that they do out there. But it's here. This used to be a place where everybody used to just be vibing. Not anymore. Because you're too worried about the bill that you gotta pay when you get home. You're too worried about, oh, they're gonna lay me off next week. Nasty work, man. But I feel for you guys. And this is the channel where, I provide as much awareness as I possibly can with the time that I have. You understand? And I will continue to do these things, and I appreciate, everybody that comes by to get the message, understand what's going on, man. Take this society, this Western societal lens off that they have placed upon you um, throughout your adolescenthood upwards to your later adult years, because it's all bullshit. And the sooner that you realize it, the better and the more improvements you can make in order to work your way through this matrix. But if this is your first time, man, joining this channel, I appreciate it. And if your thoughts align with my thoughts, like and subscribe to this video. If you made it this far, and this is a small channel, but we plan on doing big things. We're at about 97 subscribers right now, and probably the next time I talk to you, more than likely we'll be at 100 subscribers. And I'm definitely appreciative. But I'll talk to you guys soon. This is the voice of the people, and remember, the truth is in session. Peace.